Hey guys, what's up? It's Nate and I'm back with another episode of Paranormal Talk. So today I'm over in downtown Newport and we're at the old Bobbin Mill, which later became the sibling Scythe Factory. So from 1907 to 1917, this place produced bobbins for textile weaving looms. And it was one of the most successful scythe factories after that. It actually included making scythes that were used to clear the Panama Canal. So this place is abandoned. It's been abandoned for years. They caught several people in here having parties several years ago, and the place has pretty much been closed off. There's nothing saying you can't trespass, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of exploring, and we're gonna have you guys join us. My daughter's with me today. So we're gonna run a few tests, and we're gonna try that TikTok filter that I did the video on the other day. And we're gonna see exactly how that would work in a setting that's not controlled. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. This right here, it's got a sign that gives you all the history. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead inside. We're gonna look around and see what we can find.
We went inside it. Well, actually, we didn't go inside it because we thought there were bees.
And the path is pretty beaten up, but if you want to come over here, we're gonna show you.
Oh, someone opened it. No
An old
bees.
abandoned truck here.
There are no bees.
So like I said, this place is, I'm watching for snakes and stuff. Yeah, that could use a little bit of fixing up.
A little? Oh, look, raspberries.
Oh, I see that.
All right.
So you're coming down the path.
There's another path over here which leads to the river, but it hasn't cleared out yet.
Gotta watch where you step. There's sticks and stuff everywhere.
Oh, I know. Just now
And here we are.
Tripped over one when we ran out of here.
So this is the factory.
Oh, my signatures are on there somewhere.
Hey, you don't deface things. Watch where you step.
No, I didn't deface it. Bianca did.
As you can see, broken glass everywhere.
I wasn't the one who did it. Bianca was.
All the old machinery is still here.
Yeah.
A lot of the floors tore up. I mean, you got beer cans everywhere from people coming in here throwing parties.
Spray cans.
That I'm aware of, there was never any deaths in here from the time of the factory being in operation. Even at the Scythe Factory, there was several injuries.
Besides 2 overdoses.
But there were 2 overdoses, from my understanding, back in the 90s that made this place pretty synonymous with urban explorers. So we're just gonna walk around. And I'm just gonna take you guys on a virtual tour of the mill. Like I said, we're gonna run a few tests with this TikTok filter, which I actually might try now. And we'll check back in a minute. So unfortunately, due to the internet connection, or lack thereof, I guess I should say, at the facility, I was unable to even attempt to test the TikTok filter. It wouldn't load on my phone, sadly, so maybe I'll find another way to attempt that at some other future date. So, the thing that makes this so dangerous is you got doorways that open to nowhere because a lot of the building is collapsed.
Oh, yep.
So, you gotta be really careful, guys, when going out and doing stuff like this, only because you never know where you're gonna step and whether or not that step is gonna be sturdy enough to support your weight. So this door, definitely heavy, solid metal, and it's a pretty decent drop. You got a good 5.5, 6 foot drop there.
Yep, and there's a pole.
Kind of a shame to see vehicles like that go to waste. And it's really overgrown.
Yep.
And you can see it's very,
There's a path that leads to the forest over here.
really is kind of difficult to get to and navigate, especially if you're worried about ticks and spiders and that such a thing.
Yeah, like I am.
And we might have to go back and go the other way. This is really overgrown.
Yeah, I told you.
Concrete supports over here. I'm not exactly sure
They
what
look like
they were
built
used for.
a bridge.
And it almost looks like it supported the bridge at one point. I wonder if this is where that other covered bridge was. So there was a covered bridge that was here until the 30s, and I'm curious as to whether or not this is where it was, because that would be the only thing that would make sense to me for why these columns would be just randomly over here in the forest. So we kind of had to backtrack because the other way over there is grown off. There is a way to go across, but it did not look like the safest way to go. I know. If I was by myself, I would do it.
Me and Bianca did it. Wait, no, this is the way me and Bianca went. Never mind.
Yeah, so this is another part.
This is my favorite part. Because
So-
this part's funny. A bunch of crap.
All the old machinery is still here. And there's a lot of actually really tasteful graffiti. I don't see too much in this area. That's not too tasteful. But when you go inside, there's actually pagan symbols drawn on the walls. And definitely tell it was used for something kind of odd. But this is a pretty cool little room. Beer cans everywhere, like I said, as you can see. Someone has very horrible taste. I see a packed blue ribbon can. And we're
I'm
gonna
just looking around for that.
continue on to the next part of the mill. Way around it to get to this back door, which is in a collapsed spot of the mill, so be careful. I don't know if there's nails on the floor or whatever.
Just smacks me in the face with a leaf.
So this is the interior part of the main section of the mill. As you can tell, it's all collapsed. And definitely not the safest place to walk. I don't know if there's any kind of nails or anything sticking out of the ground. And it's all dirt.
Don't be Mianka.
A little bit.
Oh, yep, I remember that.
It's not as overgrown. So this is the main entrance to the main part of the building.
Yep, this is the way Mianka.
Hello? It's always smart to yell hello just to make sure that there's nobody in here. You know what? You don't know what people are doing. So this is the mill. This is the main part of the structure.
Someone do mushrooms over there.
And the place is massive, and there goes a dove. There's pigeons up there. And I don't per se like walking across this floor only because I don't know what kind of nails are there, but we're gonna do it anyway in just a minute. So there's an old plank you can walk up here. This plank will take you to the upper section, which we may or may not do.
It's pretty fun up there.
So when you walk over here, got an old fireplace. And this is a bunch of old doors and stuff. People would just come in here and they pretty much destroy everything.
Yeah.
Kind of sad to see history, you know, wasting away and being destroyed by people who have no respect for something. And it's sad. All right, so we'll cross the sheet right here.
This big one right here is the stable. The small one is.
Yeah, I wouldn't walk up that place.
I know.
So we're gonna come up
Small
here.
one is one that's not stable. This one is.
Glass everywhere.
Oh yeah, be careful. Right, this
So hang
part
on,
is a-
I'm gonna. So
I don't see your flashlight. Oh, it's just not bright. You know.
it's not very bright.
Let me
Trying
get
to
mine.
walk while I walk. There's an old.
There.
There we go. Thank you. There's an old piece of machinery here. This will take you upstairs.
Yep.
We're gonna go up there in just a second.
Okay, over here,
Watch out for the hole in the floor.
I know, is another entrance.
Honey, don't rush.
I know. That there is where private.
Don't step on that. Me and Uncle Craig made the mistake of stepping on that. Step on the beam, please.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So over here you got another room.
Oh, over here. Over here, there's another room. Yeah.
I'm coming, honey. Hang on. Don't rush.
I know. I'm just telling you, there's another room over here.
So you got this room over here.
There's multiple holes in the floor.
Multiple holes in the floor. You can see right there's an old kiln.
And there's another door, which
There's
we
another
saw.
door which basically just takes you outside.
Yeah. Okay,
There
now,
actually is
that room right there, the room that's been pulled up, that's the room that I got a really bad vibe from. Come on.
So there actually is.
Oh, I hate this room.
Ooh.
Feel the vibe changes.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's such an enclosed space that it doesn't shock me that the vibe in here changes because it's an enclosed space and that's just a straight drop off.
Well, it's not just as an enclosed space, and I.
Alright, we're gonna come back out this way. Watch out for that hole again.
Yep.
And this staircase here, y'all know I'm definitely afraid of heights, so I'm not a fan of old staircases.
Oh yeah, this staircase is pretty stable.
Well, I can feel weak spots in it though, but it's an old platform up here.
Like I said, it's pretty stable. Didn't say it was completely stable.
Watch out for this drop off. And if you go over here, go up this narrow staircase. This narrow staircase here.
Careful, there are hornets.
I know. We'll take you to the roof. Right now, we're up on the roof of the facility. Just stay right here by the doorway, please. And as you can see, we're pretty high up here. Danny, please stay in your doorway.
I've been up here before.
I
like it. It's stable.
Still, just trust me, please. Not my first time going through old abandoned places.
I know.
You never know where you can step, you never know where you can't.
The only part that isn't stable is the edges. Over there. Because they're all rusted.
And that's a view, and y'all know I'm definitely afraid of heights, but I'm gonna do this anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
Down into the main factory. You can see all the debris. It's definitely needs some work. All right, we're gonna go back downstairs now.
Wait.
Come on.
Over here, you can see what's the building.
This is the other half of the building. I'm not walking on that. That does not look stable.
No, it's not.
This does not look stable at all, and I don't want to get any closer to that ledge. Like, I'm already partially dizzy just standing here. So we're not going to go any closer to that.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go first?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let her go down first, only because
Smells goes first.
it's a really narrow entryway here.
Don't step in that bubble.
Yep.
Actually, don't step in there. This is fine. That's
And
not.
that's not the most stable. As you can see, there's holes everywhere.
Yeah.
Um,
It's very dark.
Danny,
so we have to use
stay right there.
Ah. Okay.
Stay right there. So I'm gonna walk across this. Probably not my smartest idea. Yeah, there's a weak spot right there. I can feel it. And I just want to kind of see if I can get a view from over here. Yeah.
Yeah, don't step there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk on this. Let's get off of this. Like
Yeah.
I thought that whole side kind of.
There's another piece of machinery right there.
I thought that whole side kind of needed to waver a little bit. So I don't. Hang on, stop right here.
Okay.
Hang on. If there's anybody in here with us, could you give us a sign of your presence? Could you make a noise?
That was me.
Could you move something? I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to communicate. Now's your time. Do you have anything you would like to say to us? Don't hear any noises. And you can't go out that direction. But
Anybody here with us who wants to communicate?
all right, so Danny, be very careful coming down off of this thing, please. You want to go first so I can?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hand you my camera.
Okay.
Do you need me to take your phone?
No, I got it.
Just be careful.
Okay. Oh no. Yeah, lay the camera set down. We're good. We'll put it in my pocket.
So we could go up there, but I'm not gonna chance that because y'all know I have that fear of heights. Matter of fact, it was.
What's there?
Yeah, that's where I just was. Right up there.
Oh.
It was right in this doorway here. The last time I was here, I thought I caught an apparition.
There's actually there used to be a mannequin up there, but someone took it. I want to take it and give it to Greg.
You can see here.
Give me your phone.
I got it. It's a decent step down. Started
Yeah,
a little
good thing
slick.
you got long legs.
Yeah, started a little slick.
So if you do try to investigate this place, just be careful of places that are not investigatable.
Yeah, there's definitely certain places that you cannot go into. You don't want to go into. We're gonna walk
This place
through
might
here.
get tetanus if it's falling right there.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So just be careful where you're stepping here. I don't want you to step on any nails. So you can see here there's an old barrel, and people used to burn stuff in this back when they had parties in here in the 80s. And some of this graffiti is amazing how they got up there to actually do it.
Oh, I know, right?
Like, look at that way up there. Like, how in the world did you even get up there?
I don't know. Someone just wrote poop.
So, someone was here. I was standing right here, and I took a photograph that direction, and there's a figure standing in that doorway up there.
Well, how did someone get all the way up there?
Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be crazy. So,
Oh, nice.
there's also a couple of these. Yep, there's one right there.
So this right here, you know, it's one of those little hidden gems that if you don't know that it's here, you're never gonna really find it, because when you're driving by during the summertime, it's completely covered with trees. If you don't know it's here, you're not going to find it.
And we would recommend you not going here.
And it's highly recommended that unless you are very careful as to what you're doing, you should be wearing a mask, but we're not, because, well, it's mainly brick. I'm not too worried about asbestos. There's no insulation here. It was a factory, you know, I don't
And
see...
I made sure to take my inhaler before we went.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just one of those things that, nice place to come and explore, and someone apparently loves poop. So that's our tour of the old Drapier Bobbin Mill and the Sibling Scythe Factory. Once again, it's one of those places that if you don't know where it is, you're not gonna find it. And we're about to head out of here, go home, take a shower.
Make sure
And yeah, check ourselves for ticks, because walking through that brush, you know, there's no telling. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed your tour. And see y'all next time. Nate signing out. Have a good night.